So thanks again for sitting with me and agreeing to do our review us on Zoom. Tell us what kind of case you had.
Yeah, so I had an auto injury. I was a pedestrian that was hit by a car while crossing the street.
All right. And then how did you find our law firm?
I actually Googled, and you guys were just one of the first ones that came up. And after reading through reviews, you guys had a bunch of positive reviews. So you're who I reached out to.
Yeah. Did you end up, I may be wrong about this, did you end up calling some other folks before you got to us?
I did call one other law firm, and originally they had very good responses. And then all of a sudden, they just did not have any responses. And so the guy was actually really upfront with me, and he's like, "Hey, I'm too busy. It's probably best if you find another law firm." But at that point, I'd already found you guys. So
Okay, good deal. Um, Tell us a little bit about sort of your communications with the law firm. Well, let me ask you this first. Who primarily worked on your case?
Morgan, she is primarily who I talked to. I actually don't think I talked to anyone else on the phone besides her, but I did get a couple emails from, I think, Stephanie
I think
might
that's right.
be the paralegal. Yeah.
Yep. Paralegal on your case. And how was that? Did you feel like you were informed and kept up to date? Questions answered, that kind of thing?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think what the best part was is that Morgan could easily adapt to whatever kind of communication style I needed. So if I needed an email or a phone call or even a text message, she could adapt to that and work around what I needed. So that was really great.
Cool. The police report in this case actually had listed you as the at fault party. As I think, could you tell us a little bit about how we worked together to get around that problem, I guess?
Yeah, that was super interesting. I mean, Morgan had looked over that, and then she asked me, did the police even talk to you? And I said, no, I've never been contacted by the police or by anyone about what happened. And so she kind of took that and really just deep dived into this and was able to find out this wasn't a traffic officer. This was a Capitol building officer who had probably never even done a report like this. Not only that, but she realized he had only talked to one witness who didn't have a very clear view. Instead of talking to the probably 30 witnesses there was that had a straight on view of where I was and where the car was. So she did a great job at actually talking to witnesses and realizing it wasn't quite what the police report was saying.
And I sort of have been a little bit involved with the case from a distance, so I know just the basic facts. I think you were really helpful too in putting us in touch with, some of the people who'd been with you that day.
Yeah, luckily I knew everyone I was with that day. I was at a work function, which I think a whole other dynamic to my case, right? Because I had workers' comp on top of this.
Right.
So yeah, I was able to speak to employees and kind of get their information, reach out to them and make sure that they were comfortable talking. And then, but I only had to reach out one time, and then Morgan took over and was able to get everything she needed from them.
Right. Did you feel like Morgan and Stephanie and the firm were able to move your case sort of as rapidly as we could toward a successful conclusion? Or were you sort of satisfied with the pace of the case?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And especially because I didn't even realize some of the things I would need. I didn't realize I had a workers' comp case. And if it wasn't for Morgan, I would have never found a lawyer to help me with that and settle that case as well. So we could get this case done with the wave of SEGRO from the workers' comp. So, I mean, with
Yeah.
every little piece that she had to do, I was surprised that it took as short a time as she was able to do it.
I don't want you to tell me the final amount, but did your case end in a settlement or a jury verdict?
Settlement.
And don't tell me the amount, but were you pleased with the settlement in your case?
I was. It was, with the communication that Morgan had given me, it was a reasonable expectation and it was met.
Okay. If you had to recommend If a friend or family member needed a personal injury lawyer, would you recommend us?
Oh yeah, absolutely. This was way easier than I thought it was going to be and a lot less stressful than it could have been. So definitely, especially with such a positive outcome.
Well, thank you so much for talking with us and giving this review. We really appreciate it. Great working with you, by the
Yeah, no
way.
problem.
A pleasure. Morgan remarked several times what a pleasure you were to work with. So thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you guys again for all you were able to do.
Have a great one.
You too.
Bye. Thanks.